We have Congressman Eric Swalwell, who's running for governor in California, and recently his campaign has been crashing because, for one, there's an investigation by the FEC claiming that he violated campaign laws, and the second thing is that there are allegations coming out of sexual misconduct and a lot more that we're going to cover throughout today's video. Let us get into it, starting with this article that explains that Congressman Eric Swalwell is under FEC investigation over alleged childcare expenses charged to campaign. And the article goes on to say that an independent investigative journalist who goes by Joel Gilbert filed a complaint to the FEC where he said, "I submitted the complaint and they told me it would move through the standard process. It will be assigned to an attorney at the FEC who will investigate it. Several months from now, they will issue their ruling online. I won't hear from them until the investigation is complete." And while it is not illegal for campaigns to use campaign funds for childcare, according to the FEC, campaigns may cover childcare expense only when they arise directly from campaign activities and are not for personal use. The agency defines personal use as any expense that would exist irrespective of a candidate's campaign or an individual's duties as a federal office holder. Gilbert argues that the frequency and consistency of Swalwell's charges suggests they may have been routine rather than tied to specific campaign-related events as required under the FEC guidelines. And he continues to say that I noticed on his campaign disclosures that he has charges all year round, week by week, Gilbert said. It lists childcare for campaign events even though there clearly aren't campaign events 52 weeks a year. It looks like Swalwell was likely violating FEC rules on childcare. He spent over $300,000 on childcare, all charged to his campaign, meaning his donors have paid over $300,000 for his childcare from 2021 to 2025. And these are serious allegations right here. And we have a tweet where someone did a screen grab of these filings where they're claiming that Swalwell has paid over $6,000 to his wife, Swalwell Brittany. And the tweet said, Swalwell uses campaign cash to pay his wife for watching their children. WTF. Then we have an article here that says Swalwell in the hot seat after spending over $200,000 in campaign cash on personal childcare. Slippery slope, quote unquote. As you can see, Eric Swalwell is under investigation for violating election laws, because what's being alleged here is that he's using campaign money, donors' funds, to pay for personal child care. Even though it's not illegal, what's being alleged is that he's using this money 52 weeks out of the year, even when he's not campaigning or running for governor. And I want you to let me know what you think in the comment section. Do you think there will be accountability, or do you think this is just another investigation that will get swept under the rug? And now let us move on to our next allegation, because there are allegations of sexual misconduct regarding Eric Swalwell. Take a look at this clip.
The Democratic candidate currently leading in the California governor's race has a known history of being predatory towards women. And while it may be seen as politically expedient to sweep this under the rug, it is the wrong thing to do, and we know it. I worked on the Hill. I know many women who still do, and this message that I received yesterday is not unique. I have received others, and there are many women who have reached out to other political commentators and to reporters with their stories. This particular message follows the same pattern as the other allegations currently circulating. You know Eric Swalwell has slept with many of his interns and makes them all sign NDAs so they don't speak up, right? And when I was 19, he tried hitting on me and sliding into my DMs, and I have so many other friends that have similar experiences with him. Like I said, this message that I received is not...
If this is true, which I'm not doubting her, she should go ahead and post those DMs online where everyone can see what Eric Swalwell is up to. Let us continue the clip.
Not an anomaly, it's part of a pattern. Other commentators have come forward, like this one, saying that no less than a dozen people have come forward to them alleging that Swalwell has had inappropriate relationships with young staffers for years. I understand that because the Trump administration is currently trying to weaponize similar allegations against Swalwell, having this conversation or publicly acknowledging it may feel like aligning with Trump, but that is not the truth. It is aligning with women. Politically...
So I disagree with her. The Trump administration, I don't think, is weaponizing anything. What the Trump administration is trying to do is bring accountability. Because for far too long, people in D.C., they have gotten away with everything. And the Trump administration is finally trying to get the DOJ to prosecute a lot of these people that has been committing crimes. Not saying Swalwell has committed a crime because I have no proof of that. But that is the whole reason why the Justice Department should investigate these claims to find proof of wrongdoing and bring accountability to all these people. Let us continue.
If this is a weakness that Trump can exploit, then it's something that we do need to acknowledge. And more important, morally, if we as a party are willing to bury these kinds of allegations, we are no better than those we point the finger at. Lastly, I would not be surprised if we soon see many other folks come forward. Conversations that I have had suggest that creators who have heard these stories and women who have experienced it are currently sitting on the sidelines because they're afraid of retaliation, of not being able to work in this space anymore if they speak up. But I think as more people come...
And remember, she's a Democrat. She's not a Republican. I believe she's a registered Democrat who's coming forward with all these stories, and everyone that worked for Eric Swalwell, who was allegedly been harassed by him, they're all Democrats. So it's not like a Republican that's coming out and trying to make up these claims, right? And here we have a follow-up clip from that video that she did. Take a listen.
People have questions about why I decided to make public comments about allegations of sexual harassment against Eric Swalwell before a major news outlet published the story. So let me be as clear and transparent about that as I safely can be.
And another thing that I want to outline, the mainstream media, they're not talking about this. For instance, the investigation that I just spoke about earlier, none of the mainstream media is reporting on it. You could barely find articles about the investigation. Why? Because he's a Democrat. And the media, we know they're going to do everything to try to look out for Democrats and their candidates. Let us continue with the clip.
Personally working with a group of women who want to come forward and share their stories. I am also aware of a much larger group that is also in this process that I am not personally working with. One more key point. I'm an attorney. I'm well aware of the fact that if I were to get on my platform and share lies about a public figure, I could be subject to a lawsuit for defamation. That being said, Swalwell follows me, and I know that his team is aware of my video and the videos that other creators have made on this topic. To the best of my knowledge, none of us have been served with legal paperwork or sent a cease and desist. They can't, because the truth is an absolute defense. I also work in politics. I'm aware that having this conversation publicly could lead people that I work with to view me as a liability, but I do not believe in holding Republicans to a standard that we are not willing to uphold ourselves. No more predators in power from either party, period. So if you or someone you know...
I do agree with her. These politicians need to be held accountable, because the thing is, if you hold a higher office, you should be held to a higher standard. And if you are there harassing people, allegedly, then you should be brought to justice. And this is not the first time that Eric Swalwell has been in the hot seat regarding alleged sexual misconduct, because remember, a few years ago, he was investigated for having a relationship, a sexual relationship, allegedly with a Chinese spy. Let us take a look at this reminder.
It's about a Chinese intelligence operation on U.S. soil targeting American politicians with a female operative who had ties to a Democratic congressman and intimate relationships with at least 2 Midwestern mayors.
Her name? Christine Fong. And according to an Axios investigation, a suspected Chinese intelligence operative, Axios reporting that Fong even wound up in romantic or sexual relationships with 2 Midwest mayors.
So as they looked further into what she was doing, there were some major red flags, and they put surveillance on her. And that's when they picked up some of her sexual activities and realized that she was getting close to some politicians.
But the biggest fish she targeted, according to Axios, California Congressman Eric Swalwell, a Democrat on the House Intelligence Committee. Fong was a fundraiser in Swalwell's 2014 campaign and helped get an intern a spot on his staff.
As you can see, this is not the first go-around for Eric Swalwell, and here we have a clip of Eric Swalwell being confronted by a journalist in regards to this whole Chinese Fang spy relationship that he had, allegedly. Take a listen.
Is this Fang the Chinese spy, Eric? Remember when you slept with that Chinese spy, Eric? Why don't you ever talk about that, Fang? Remember you're banging Fang? Did she give you anal? People are saying that she gave you an insertion. Is that true? This is the guy's banging Chinese spies. Nobody investigates you, Eric. Why is that? Nobody investigates this guy banging Chinese spies like it's no big deal.
It is insane that this guy is the leading candidate in the gubernatorial race for California. This is insane. And here we have a video of Eric Swalwell trying to blame President Trump for his campaign crashing. Take a listen.
Today, Congressman Eric Swalwell accused President Trump of trying to sway the election for California governor.
So with early voting starting in about a month, Trump and Patel are trying to interfere in the California election.
And that brings us to the end of today's show. Please let me know what you think in the comment section below. Also, please consider liking, sharing, commenting, and subscribing. I'll see you in the next one. Thank you.